Hi guys, how is everyone doing today? Hi Ron, thank you for joining in. Hi Psycho, thank you for joining in. And today we're going to continue on Omni-Man. And I'm going to show off a little bit, guys, what I did so far. So you kind of have an idea, and then me just checking out on what else I have to do. I'm going to grab the base as well really quick. So here it is so far. It's a little bit hard to show off on camera. I really love it how it looks so far. This key, it's a little bit tight. Okay, so the feet are done. I would just have to do the red over here when I connect it to Omni-Man. When I'm going to glue it together. It's going to be a little bit a small gap over there, but I'm going to fill it in so you cannot see it. And then same over here. And then we have the fists. So the fist, I still have to paint up the bright red. And guys, I hope you have a great Wednesday. Hey, Penny. Yes, I will have to use real blood on it. And then the head. And of course, we have the cape. So everything is done. I have a little bit of a dilemma with the cape. Now, as you can see, guys, over here on the outside, the cape, it's a little bit brighter, and on the inside, a little bit darker. So I was thinking to leave the cape as it is. And I'm not sure yet. So we will see about that. But the cape with the magnet holds really nicely. So I'm really happy how it came out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use my own blood for this, like a blood sacrifice. Blood for the blood god. That's how it's in Warhammer, right? Don't remember what was the... And let me grab a glove. And okay, so I have to test something out. So actually, I'm going to work on the two fists first. So on this one, I have to apply the bright red. For the Emperor! Yeah, I started my whole adventure. I started with 40k. And then my lovely wife got me a 3D printer to print some parts for my ultramarines because I wanted to make them like Spartans. And then I was like, why stop with the small statues? Why not just print big ones? I printed my first Wolverine. I still have it to this day. That was a nightmare because I didn't hollow it out, even the base. So as that was my first statue that I 3D printed and painted, and it was all painted by brush as well. And how they say, the rest is history. We lower a little bit the pressure. Yeah, Ron, we never know. Today you can do something, or tomorrow we can't. So, see, I don't know that either. Mainstream. I actually don't know how you buy the model. Yeah, I want to do as many from the Invincible as well. You know who put me on this path? It was Jerry. Jerry started that he wants to do it, and I was like, actually, I want to do it as well. So Jerry once who started me up with the Invincible line. I had already Conquest on, and I really like the Invincible anime as well. And yeah, and I really like this Omni Man. It's a little bit different, and I like that he has more. The muscles are a bit more bulky. And I have more, couple of more other Viltrumites. I can let you know, Pain, if you're interested in time. I have a couple more Viltrumites. Mainstream, if down in the road you're interested, I can tell you which ones I picked up, so you can look into them. And if you're interested, okay, let me just double check. Yeah, that matches up. That's correct. And you see, I always look and for a little bit more like smaller artists, I always like to find out the unique models. I do like, don't get me wrong, some nice Tanuki and Dev Studios and all these big guys. CA3D, their Polymine Studio, they're really, really cool. But I like to do the uh, more different models out there. So yeah, I always try to reach out even to artists and see if we can do some collaboration. And so far, one of the collaboration just started today, and I'm really stoked about it. Uh, if you're interested, guys, stay tuned, and you're gonna see why. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit more about it on my future streams. And if this one works out really good, then who knows? Maybe we can work together more. I've been waiting for this model for some time. There are years now, to be honest with you guys. I think I saw it like a year ago. Okay, let me grab my hair dryer and now let me see if the both of them they're the same. Yeah. And just double check again. Yeah. And now I'm going to do a little bit more overwash, and I'm going to use a little bit of a black wash, and then I'm going to use some pastel to blend everything in. And let me know, Payne, how is going with your Ignis? Any progress? Did you get the paint? So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do some fine lines with this black wash. Now these ones, I don't want them to be too wide, if you know what I mean. And then I'm going to come back with some pastels, and I'm going to blend it in. Oh, hi, Bean. How are you? Okay, that still can work. See, sometimes what we imagine in our head, it's almost impossible to reach, or we just didn't find yet the right tools or the techniques to make it. I'm pretty sure this will be a big learning curve for you and for me, you Pain. So I'm already, because you're doing this, I'm learning so many things. So in the future, when pretty sure I'm gonna do something like an Ignis, that will be so useful. So yeah, keep me updated as much as possible. I'm going to follow your work like really close as well. And guys, make sure you check out uh, the Pain stream on Instagram. He doesn't have a YouTube that he's posting or anything, but he's posting his work on Instagram, and he's really, really talented. So go and check it out. Also, check out the Bean 3D. He's a really cool dude as well. The 3D painter who's going to stream later on today, and he's going to keep working on his bug. He's really cool as well. I'm not going to say too much about it, so you make sure go and check it out. And then who else we have? We have the Grumpy Vet, Jerry. He's going to start posting really soon as well. He's working on a really, really huge and cool Batman. I can't wait to see the final product. I'm a big Batman fan, so at one point all my collection they were just Batmans and Master Chiefs, and I had a lot of figures, not just statues of them. So I kind of had to give up most of them in a way because of the 3D printing. Uh, the statues that I make, I just like them a little bit better, and I need more space in my house. I don't have enough space where to put all the figures, so I had to downscale a little bit as well. And then at this point, I have to sell some of my figures to make more space. So if it's anybody interested, go and check out my Instagram. You can see all the pictures of my statues. And if you see something and you like, just reach out. I do take commissions as well. So if you want a custom model, again, just reach out and we can make it work. Oh yeah, you have to travel. That's kind of sucks. But if you like to travel, for example, I don't like to travel too much. I'm not a travel person. So if you like to travel, then that can be good. But if you're like me and you have to travel for work, oh, I hated that so much always. Always found it a little bit like a waste of time. And by the way, Payne, if you pick up these files, just let me know, okay? So now I'm going to take out my pastel colors, and I'm going to start applying a little bit of the red pastel and blend in the shadow. And I'm going to do it over here. Ooh, that's something, Psycho. That's something. Let me know, is that a record or something? Have you been longer or shorter? And I'm gonna take a brush and just take some pastel and just brush it in where the black is. So I'm just gonna blend it in a little bit. Oh, so you actually a more decent amount of days then, yeah. 210, 11 compared to 250 and 260, that's way less. Oopsie. Oh, by the way, did you see you can actually buy it from Amazon, the boxes. I don't know in your place, but you probably is gonna be the same as me. They go between 300 and 500 euros. They have a vent on the back as well, so they can collect dust. Yeah, they're too expensive. That's why I don't want to buy it as well, because they're just too expensive here. So probably I'm going to build one as well for myself, because you just have to buy a fan, put it on the back, and kind of that's it. For what it is, I think 200 euro, it's too much. Not even talking about 3 or 400. I found one for I think it was 70 or 80 euro, but this is how big it was. Like, it was tiny. Oh, really? Oh, I have to look it up then. Because then you just need the corners, and you just slide in usually the glass. Oh, I have to look it up now. Thanks, Psycho. I need to get one as well, because I'm quite allergic to dust. So this shit is bad already. But with my allergies, doesn't help even a bit. So yeah, I would like to make one as well. And usually those files are pretty decent. So let's hope. Oh, you already building it, Bean? Ah, okay. Did you find some files online, or you made it yourself? I think Uncle Jess had some of them. He made it from an IKEA box back in the day. The box. and I think he had the things already made, and he was giving them away for free as well on his page, as far as I know. Oh yeah, so using the ones, exactly the ones from Uncle Jess, yeah. And if you don't mind me asking you, but maybe you spoiled too much, are you using you making your own box, or are you using like a already existing box? Okay, so in that case, it's a little bit easier. Yeah, I have to do something similar as well because again, my allergies and the dust, it's not too healthy, and it's always everywhere in my room, and I really, really don't like it. Look, as long as everything comes, I think under 50 euro, it's worth it. And I told you, like the one I found it on Amazon that was 70, and it didn't have the fan in the back. It was this big. Like I'm not joking, because then it had the measurements, and I just took down the measurements and just measured it out, and it was tiny. At one point, I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna buy this because it's cheap, and I just put a fan on it. But then, as soon as I realized that how small it is, yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna varnish this up really quick because I want to see how the color looks before I start doing the same thing on the legs. And if it's the worst case, I don't like it, then I just have to repaint the arms and not the whole thing. And I'm just gonna grab wet tissue, white wipe. Ah, that sounds exciting. So look like Jerry's plan worked. To finally get you to remodel your studio. Okay, and this will be the glossy varnish. And if you're wondering why I'm doing the glossy varnish, I just do glossy varnish as the first coat. I noticed that it gives a little bit more protection to the paint for scratches. And after that, I'm just gonna go back and give it a normal satin varnish. Okay, and let me dry a little bit the paste. Yeah, they're pretty cheap. Yeah, I have the same problem. Like at this point, I have what I have. Unfortunately, I have to fit everything in here. And if when I will move to a bigger house, then maybe try to make it to have a bigger studio. But till then, this is what I have, and I'm really, really happy that I have this. Not complaining at all. Uh, stoked. And I have a pretty small studio, but I make it work. Oh yeah, it's like if you have a bigger space, like you have more shit to put in. Like if you have a small space, then you just have to do with what you have, and that's it, no question asked. But bigger space, you have more stuff you put in. That's how it works. Oh, I need this thing. You buy it, you never use it. Oh yeah, but it's cool that I have it. Yeah, I think Ron was saying that he wants to do the same thing, just coordinate up the area, and I think that would be uh a great way to, you know, do your work. And it's you're not in the house, you don't bother anyone with the smell and all that stuff. For example, I really hate when I print. Some of the smell does go into the house. I try to make it as less as possible, but when you do this, it's that's quite hard to do. So, what is happening with this? Oh, man, this varnish is just giving me so hard time. Yeah, it's the Vallejo one. You have the same issue with it? Oh man, it's starting to piss me off so much. That's why I used to use the Radokan varnish because it's just so easy. But now it's just with this one. And you know the one funny story is it's the only the satin one does that. So only this one does it. The glossy one I have no problems. I just put the glossy one through the airbrush, no problem. But when I do the satin one, it's just ass up all my airbrush. I don't know why. You have problem with the matte one. Ooh. Yeah. You see, I would like to do that as well, Ron, but I don't have the space to do it the way that you did it. Unfortunately, mine printers are in a wardrobe, so they are closed in and they have some ventilation on the inside. But again, it's not perfect. I like, for example, the one that Jerry has. Jerry has the same one as you, but they are so big that you can walk into them, and I think those are really, really, really good. Okay, let me try to do this on the other arm. Now it's working correctly. And here we go. Jerry has a really good setup as well. The printers, it's not part of his studio. So he has it in a separate room, which I think it's really, really good. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same process on him. Sorry, guys. I was a little bit uh, concentrating over here on these lines. And guys, if you just joined in, thank you very much for joining in. Much, much appreciated. Make sure that you hit that like button. It does help out a lot. It's a small step for you, but it's a huge for the YouTube algorithm. So thank you. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you check out my main channel. I have lots of how to paint videos. You can find the previous videos that I done the live stream if you want to check it out. And I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you learned something or you want to check out my future models, come back anytime. You're welcome. I hope everybody's doing well. And today I'm still continuing to paint up Omni Man, and we are almost there at the finish line. Just a couple of small details here and there. And I kind of have an idea what I'm going to do next, but not decided yet 100%. So stay tuned if you want to find out what will be the next project. I always like to paint my models a little bit ahead before I start painting them up, and actually have a couple of models that have been printed out for some time now. So I was thinking the other day it would be nice to finish them up. Sometimes if too many people are painting up the same model, I'm just gonna put it aside and then come back to it at a later time. I don't want people just to watch the same model done over and over and over again. But because I have them printed out, I think it's time to just rip off the bandage and just do it. But that will be to see on the next live stream after I finish this model. Okay, and now I just have to apply the red pastel. So let's bring this one out here. And this I'm gonna start up on his neck. And let's do the chest piece so I don't forget it. Guys, if you have any questions, just make sure that you put it in the chat down below and I will try to answer them. And if you're wondering if I have the lottery numbers, sorry, no, I don't have those. So anything related 3D painting of printing of painting, I would be more than happy to help you out if I can. If you're interested in some files, maybe this file is from Lionheart Forge, and I did leave a description in the video, so you can go and check it out. He's mostly doing miniatures, but he has a couple of full statues as well. And I really, really like the work that he put in this Omni Man, and I hope he's keep continuing making some cool models, not just miniatures. So if you're interested in his work, you can go and check him out. He's a great artist, and I like what he does. Now, with the models, there are lots of patrons out there, and I always keep saying to you guys, like, try to go and check out different Patreons, different artists. They are a lot at the moment, so you have a big pool where to take the models from. When I started up the 3D printing, that was around 6 years ago. Uh, there were just a couple of patrons. Wicked started up then, and two more maybe. But at this point, there are so many, and there are so many files, and I know you cannot do all of them. That's almost impossible. So what I will advise to go and try out different, stay with a Patreon for a couple of months till you get the models that you're interested, and then try out different Patreons as well. It's quite worth it. The artists are amazing, and this will be a way of supporting them. I know like not nobody can be subscribed to as many Patreons as out there are. I would say there are way, way too many, and some of them they are releasing like 4 or 6 models a month. So nobody has that time to paint them all up. So again, sometimes just good and go and check out something a little bit different, something a little bit new. If you want to show off your work, please send me a message on my Instagram, GambitNeo1. And Jorge was, for example, last week in the chat. I think it was Sunday actually. And his models, they're really, really, really good. I really liked what he's doing. He's from Chile, and he's trying to sell his models as well. He said he has a little bit of problem with the deliveries. They're a little bit expensive, but if you're interested in any of, for example, my paint models that I already painted up, again, just reach out on Gambit Neo 1, send a message, and then we will try what we can do. And if you want a kit as well, usually I don't do it, but I can make an exception here and then there and print you out a kit as well. Again, I'm not doing kits at the moment. I'm not into those stuff. But if you want to paint up a model and you need a kit, again, there are lots of other people as well that's selling kits. You can buy them from Etsy as well. I heard a lots of people had bad experience with the models from Etsy or eBay. The kits, they are, let's say, not as good. But if you have somebody that can make it for you, for example, like somebody that you know, that's quite handy. A lots of people cannot afford to have a printer in the house, and it's not because of the money. Printer these days are quite cheap and quite accessible. Some people just don't have the house set up in a way to hold a printer or work on it. I'm a little bit lucky. I'm living in a big house at the moment, The houses here in Ireland are quite small, but because it's a bigger house, I can have a printer and not be in the middle of the house as well. So yeah. And if you need any advice with the colors, for example, if you want to paint up something and you just cannot find the right color, always make sure to go and check out a couple of reference models. You can go by the artist, the renders that the artist made. If you have an older model, sometimes the artists back in the day they were not doing renders, like full color renders. They back then kits they were done. I mean the SL files they were done differently. You can go and check out other artists how they painted up, and then don't just copy that. Put your speed on it, your spin on it, and do it your way. Add a little bit color to it, or do use a different color. Just maybe use the color scheme in a way. Uh, Sometimes it's good to copy the same if you want to. Yes, that's all right if that's what you want to go for. Sometimes it's good to put your own spin on the colors and do it your way. Sometimes you can use a color scheme from a different model to what are you doing at the moment. So if there are the similar colors, then you can do it that way as well. And again, if you have any questions in the future, like not even online, you can put it in the chat in the YouTube. Again, that will help out with the algorithm. So if you can leave a comment on the videos, I will appreciate that as well. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. That's okay. You just checking out my live stream, it's enough for me. I'm happy to have you here, guys. And again, before I was making full videos and not doing live stream, I did change to live stream because I like it a little bit better. It's more closer to the community, to you guys. You can chat with me if you want, or you can chat with the other guys in the chat. That's always great to have a good community. And I think I have one of the greatest at the moment. Everybody's friendly here. Everybody's ready to help with anything that you need. So yeah, any questions? Don't hesitate. Go and put it in the chat. Yeah, Ron does print and ship kits as well. He's on the US side of the border, so if you're from the US and you don't want to deal with the tariffs from Europe, then you can reach out to the 3D painter. Now, guys, you have to understand one thing, that this hobby, it's not cheap. So if you want to pick up a model or you just want a 3D printed kit, unfortunately, it's a little bit, more. And if you ask yourself, you're wondering yourself why it's so expensive, it's actually not that expensive. Like, but sometimes you find like really cheap kits. You have to ask yourself, why is that so cheap? And other people like who do it properly, it's more expensive. Is the quality of the resin that counts a lot. The size of the scale sometimes it's a little bit tricky because it doesn't really say how big it is. But there will be people that will print you out some kits and they literally don't care about the size. I have a very specific way of doing the scaling up. I like all my models to be the size that I want to, and that takes a little bit of time. But I know that end of the day, if you look at one of my models, all of them they will be the same scale. So it's not going to be like one of those This is bigger, the other one is smaller situations, and lots of people who selling the kits on Etsy or eBay. They don't care about that. If they say, because even the artist who does the files, sometimes they can mess up the scaling. And I have to say, I did come across a lot of them doing that, and that happens. It's okay. It's not end of the world, but when you buy a kit and you give that money for it, you want it to be what you're paying for, kind of, in a way. And there are lots of ways over there to scale up your model to the right size. I have a really complex way of doing it, but again, it's precise. Sometimes it takes me a couple of hours just to scale up the model up to the right size. Some people will just take the files and print it as it comes because it says it's 1/6 scale, so that means it's 1/6. But I assure you, that's not always the case. For example, I had a Venom from Fandom Collectibles, and it's one of my favorite Venom till up to this day still. And I did print it a little bit bigger, but just a little bit, because the files, they were not the right size. And I still like it. It's still my favorite one. But in the same time, it buggers me out a little bit because it's not in scale with my rest of the X-Men and Avengers that I have. Now, Venom can be a little bit bigger or smaller. I know that, but it just looks a little bit off. Now, Tanuki has a really cool Venom as well. The other day, Polymine Studio released a really cool Venom. So I was thinking maybe it's going to be time on my next superhero pin-ups that I'm going to do another Venom. I'm not sure about it yet. We will see. Again, depends on what people printing as well, because I don't want, as I mentioned before, all my prints just to be the same as everybody else. I'm trying to do my own thing here, so. And now that that's done, I'm gonna give it a clear coat of the glossy varnish first. Uh, Thanks, Ron, for being here. And thank you guys, of course. Thank everybody for joining in. I really, really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel, trying to get those subscribers and views in for the YouTube algorithm. Maybe I mentioned it earlier. If you like the channel, make sure that you share it with your friends and family. because again, that will help out a lot. And I'm gonna take the hair dryer and just dry up. Oh, wait a second. I forgot to do the red on his chest. So let's do that before we move on. So just here in the middle of hey. Here we go. Hi Swedish, how are you? Thanks for joining in, Swedish. Okay, I'm just gonna put this aside and start varnishing the cape. And this is a pretty big cape. I'm really good, thank you very much, Swedish. Try to finish up the Omni-Man project. Oh, this is a really big cape. Usually I don't like capes. I made an exception for this one this time. The last big cape that I did, it was my Magneto, and that was from Z Studios. And I done it some while ago, so okay. And let's use the hair dryer to dry this a little bit up, just a little bit, not too much. And I did see a little bit of a pore over here, so I'm gonna remove it. Okay, and let me put the cape somewhere safe and just come back to the Omni Man. And now the varnish is already dried up, so I'm gonna prepare the satin varnish. And then start applying this one because we don't want the shininess. Mm, See you later, Swedish. And enjoy your dinner. Okay, Payne. Don't worry, take your time. And now, guys, what I'm doing over here, I'm just drying up with the hair dryer the second coat of the varnish. And before I start gluing things together, I just remember that I have to touch up here and there a little bit the white, so I'm going to do that after this. Okay, it looks like I missed a spot with the satin varnish over here, so on one part of the legs, it looks a little bit more shiny than it's supposed to. Now this is done, so I'm going to take the palette and start doing some of the white. I have to correct out a little bit. It has a couple of scratches here and there, nothing too major. Just when I remove the tape on the masking, a little bit of paint chipped away, but it's not a big deal. As I said, it will be quick and easy fix. Okay. Looks like today we are really quiet in the chat. And looks like a lot of people already left. I hope this project is not that boring. Now I'm going to give a little bit more of a dry to the cape. And let me try a little bit again where I did use some of the paint to fix up. And now I'm going to start gluing the parts together so I can fix up the parts that needs to be, the cuts need to be covered up. There are four spots that you can actually notice. So I'm going to start with the fit. Oh, actually, before I do that, I just remember that I have to do a little bit of silver, so I'm going to use this silver pan. Guys, if you just joined in, thank you very much for joining. Much appreciated. And make sure that you hit that like button. And I'm going to do the silver line over here. This is actually a little bit of a darker silver than the one I used on the brush, and I like it a little bit better. So I'm just going to cover off that one up. And when it's done, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the second one. Okay, this is done as well. And I have to do the silver on the gloves at the moment. So this silver pan, a marker, whatever you want to call it, that I'm using, I really like this one. I think it's a really good one. I have the black one, which I really don't like. Ron has the same, and he says that he's really happy with the black one. I don't know, mine, it's not as good. That could be just preference as well. Or I could get a more dodgy one. I'm not sure which one it is. Let me just put it somewhere safe. So here on the gloves, this part has to be white. Oopsie. Okay, so I'm gonna come back with the brush and just do the sides. It's not easy to do the edges, the sides with the pen. But otherwise, it's a little bit faster than the brush. Now these supposed to be for speed painting for miniatures, but they do a decent job for the statues as well. And I actually was thinking to pick it up to do the eyes, but I'm not sure they would be the right choice for that because they're mostly contrast paint, and it could work out or not. I'm not one to test it out on eyes, so it depends on the size of the model as well, the scale. If it's a bigger one, then yeah, I maybe can pull it off on the eye. But if it's a more small one, then it will be a little bit harder. Now let me get my silver that I used on the other ones as well. And guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Much appreciated. It does help out with the algorithm. I do like to grow my channel. And if you want to see my previous work, you can go on the main channel. And I have lots of videos of how to paint full statues from A to Z. You can find all sorts of superheroes, video games, all of them. Then I re-upload my live streams as well. So if you want to catch up on some of my previous live streams, you have that option as well. And make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. That will help me bring more videos like this out. At the moment, I'm working on a really cool project in the background. I will have to cut the files to print the model. And this is one of my favorite superhero characters. So we will see how it goes. It will be some time that I have to finish it up. So it will be nothing coming out soon out of that one. But it's work in progress. So unfortunately, the artist that made it, it's an amazing one. It just doesn't have the time to do uh, all the cuts and everything on the model. So I just got the files from him, and I'm going through it now when I'm off camera, when I'm not painting, and just see where the cuts have to be, arranging all the files, merging the parts that had to be merged in ZBrush. And I have to say, I really enjoy that process. So maybe in the future, maybe I will actually go back and properly learn ZBrush and do my own models. Now, that would mean that I have to give up painting because I cannot do both. That would be really taxing on the time that I have. Or I will have to reduce the amount of models that I paint up. But that's another thing for the future, so I will see. I don't want to make and go and learn something that I will never use. So I want to make sure if I learn ZBrush, I actually gonna use it for some work. Just going and learning something and then not use it, I think it's a waste of time. I did try ZBrush before. I did do some sculpting in ZBrush, and again, it was really, really nice. I really enjoyed it. I did used to sculpt in clay as well. And I have another project in mind that would be my first sculpture that I made. That was maybe 10, 15 years ago. And the first sculpture I made out of clay, and I painted it up. Now, if you look at it now, it's it's a horrible thing. But it reminds me where I started. Where did I start the whole thing with the painting and sculpting? So I still have it. Now the clay unfortunately did break in a couple of places. But if everything goes well, I will have a model, a 3D sculpted model of him, and I'm going to paint it up so I can do like a comparison between the what I did, I don't know, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and what I'm doing now. I think that would be a cool way to look back at the past and how far I did come since then. And I have a pretty cool story for that as well. Now you may know that my first model that I painted up as a 3D print, like a full statue, it was Wolverine. But I have somebody else before that that was made out of clay, and I still have a Wolverine clay head that I modeled. Maybe one day, if you guys are interested, I can show it off. I still have it, and I have a Deadpool as well. I used to have a couple more, but I don't have them. I melted them down. I did use the monster clay. So with the monster clay, it's really good that you can melt it down, and then we can use the clay. And I just remember that I missed a part on the other glove, so let me finish that one up as well. So I missed the inside of the here. I did do some Master Chief Halo helmets as well out of paper, and then we covered up with fiberglass on the inside. Uh, that was some adventure as well. That was back in the day, and they're full wearable helmets. But again, the quality of them, it's to be honest with you, it's quite bad. I still keep those around as well. I always wanted to display them if I will ever have like a studio, just to again see where I started and where did I go. Those ones I made them a long, long time ago. That's even more than I think those are almost like 20 years that I made them. Maybe not 20, but you know what I mean. Some long time ago. Now this will be a little bit of a harder part to see how many coats I need to cover up this thread. Now this white, it's watered down a little bit. I mean, not watered down, thinned down a little bit for the airbrush. So it doesn't have a good coverage. So I'm gonna have to use the other one that it's not thinned down. So it does cover a little bit. Quick question, guys. Do you still have your first models of your paint or print? Are you planning to keep it, or did you get rid of it? I'm curious of that. So if you don't mind, you still have yours, yeah. Are you planning to keep it, or you just didn't have the heart yet to get rid of it? I think I'm gonna keep definitely my Wolverine as just almost like a nostalgia. And then I'm going to show it to you guys when if I start that project. I'm gonna show you my first actually paint up, which was again a model clay that I made. So I made, and again, it's nothing good. Don't think that I'm some artist here that made amazing job. Back then, it was way different, and I have a pretty cool story with it as well. So when it comes to it, I'm probably gonna say it to you guys as well. It's quite funny as well. And back then, I used a different type of clay. Sculpey clay it was. It was this guy on YouTube, Anthony Customs. Back then, he was reviewing action figures and all that stuff. So I used to watch him, and he done a sculpture with Sculpey clay. Oh, yours was the skull. You're right. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it. I wanted to throw out the clay sculpture, but my wife keeping telling me to keep it just to have it as a reminder. But if I do that, if I go ahead and I do that project, uh, the artist already answered me on my Instagram, so I just have to go back and see how we're going to do it. And then when I have the model and I start working on it, I will fill you more in. Okay, so this needs another coat and it's done. So I had done the thin down version, one coat, and now I'm doing the more thick version straight from the bottle. And it looks like this has a way better coverage. So I think one more from the Citadel bottle, and we are good to go. And then I can glue it up, fill in the gap. It's a small gap. It's nothing huge, but it's one of those gaps that cannot really do anything about it. It's just there, and it's going to annoy you. So I'm gonna fill that one in, and then do all the work on it so it blends in nicely, and then just go from there. Oh, you FDM printed the Hulkbuster. Ooh, I still have my first MDM print somewhere, and it has to be in here in the room. I kept that. It was one of those small Buddha statues. I had it somewhere over here. That was my very first MDF print. Oh, I have it. Found it. So this was my first FDM print ever, and it's this small Buddha, whatever statue it is, and the file comes on the USB drive. Now this thing is full of dust, but like actually I'm looking at it, and it's an okay print. But this was done on the Lego Neptune, and I think it was a Neptune 4. I'm not sure now, and it was a bad slinger, and that was a terrible printer. I ended up changing out all the belts, all the like, almost most of the parts, like the what you call the head, but the whole hot head and everything that was the feeder and everything. I changed it out, and it was just not working. It was not calibrating correctly, and I think at one point I put weeks in it to try to fix it, and it will work for a couple of minutes, maybe hours, and then out of nowhere it was just doing like really bad shifting the layer lines like really badly. And yeah, I did give it to charity, and when I did bring it to the charity, the guy was saying that they never got a 3D printer donated. The only thing is I didn't want to sell it to anyone because that printer was cursed. I cursed at him so much. I just wanted to get rid of it. I didn't want to throw it in the bin because it was a good 3D printer if you put the time in it and you had the knowledge, you could actually fix it up. I still think to this day I just lost my patience with it. But yeah, this is my first FDM print that I made. And then I picked up the Bamboo Lab. I did pick up the P1P, and that's an amazing printer. But I have a lots of dust in my room, and because of the temperature, it's sometimes really low. I did update it for the P1S, and I did that myself. Now I have to say it's not an easy process, but it's doable, and actually I had fun. Now you have to stress out a little bit because the parts sometimes they're so small, so put them together. It's not the easiest, but if you have a P1P and you were thinking to upgrade it, I will advise to do it. And since I have the Bamboo Lab, I had a couple of problems here and there, but compared to the Lego Neptune, I didn't have any. If you compare the two of them, but even with this one, I had clogs here and there. I had to take down the hot head and take out the clog. That's a whole nother process itself. But I have to say the Bamboo Labs are one of the best printers for me. I know since then a lot of new company came out with different printers, and they are really good as well. I'm going to be still with Bamboo Labs for till this one works, and I have an AMS unit on it as well, so my filament stays a little bit dry. Here in Ireland, the humidity is quite big. I'm not using it for the multiple color printing. It's a lot of wastage. I did do color printing, but again, you waste a lot of filament. These newer printers, some of them they have the multiple hot heads, and you don't waste as much filament. But those prices are. Oh, I used the wrong paint. Those prices are really expensive. They are like 2 grand, stuff like that. I cannot afford to give that amount of money for a 3D printer, especially because I don't have any income at the moment from printing or selling files at the moment. Files, selling statues at the moment. So who knows? Maybe in the future. Yes, I would love to have one of those printers, but again, it's just way too expensive for what I'm doing. Like if I had some printing farm or something, and I would sell small plastic models. Then I can see the point having one, but I'm not doing any of those like selling Lexi toys or anything like that. So I don't see the reason to owning one of those multicolor expensive printers. But yes, they are cool, and they have like five heads. So imagine 5 times the problem. So that's another thing as well. I don't want to imagine if they start breaking or anything like that, and you have to start cleaning them, or the work and maintenance that goes into it. And have to be honest, my maintenance on my bamboo, it's not great either. So I don't want to imagine how much maintenance you have to do on those. And I'm pretty sure out of the box you don't have too many problems with it. But at one point down on the line, you will have to do some maintenance, cleaning, and all that stuff. And then when you realize how much more work is with it. And I don't remember what FDM printer do you have? I know you told me, but I kind of forgot in a way. I'm not sure if Bean is still in the chat, but if you are, I was asking if what type of the FDM printer that you have. I know you told me at one point, but I kind of forgot it. So here now I'm mixing up a 2-part epoxy glue. And this glue I bought it from Amazon, and it's a really, really good one. I think they advertise it to glue uh, golf clubs parts together, but it works really good. I'm really happy. And it's actually 5 minutes, so it takes 5 minutes to dry, which is really, really good for the statues. And unfortunately, I had some bad experience with super glue, so I'm trying not to use super glue if I don't have to. But sometimes some parts have to be glued with super glue as well, so it's always good to have a super glue on hand when you need it. Okay, and now it's the waiting game, so we have to hold it nice and tight so it doesn't move away. Oh, the Centurion carbon. And do you have any problems with the hot end? Do you get clogs often? Sorry for that. Hi Rocket, how are you? Yeah, at one point I had lots of clogs. Then I changed out the hot head, And since then, I think it was last Friday that we were talking that I didn't have a clog for some time. And actually, on Saturday, I got a clog. It was like a half hour work, cleaned it out. It was less than last half hour, but I had to leave the hot end to cool down a couple of times. So you're really happy with that? Really good. I'm just trying to finish up. So over here, I have a little bit of a gap on both of the legs and on the arms as well. So I'm just putting everything together and then just filling that small gap over there, paint it up and match up the colors, of course, the reds to be the same. So at the moment, I'm just gluing the feet to the legs. And then almost I can call it done. Definitely, I'm around 70%, maybe 80% done. Still have a couple of small things here and there. So I think Friday will be the official day when I'm finishing him up. And then Pain reminded me a couple of times that I have to use some blood on him. I have to make sure that he has some blood because it's a Viltrumite. So most of the time, Viltrumites are covered in blood. So, but I'm going to do the blood when everything kind of done. And I just want to put everybody's mind to rest. I'm not going to use real blood. It's going to be just some paint. Only thing is, I did make the costume a little bit lighter, so I can put a darker red on it, so it looks like blood. Otherwise, will be for nothing because you don't really see too much red blood on the red costume. And if you remind Deadpool didn't remind you that that's why he dressed up red, so he cannot see the blood on him. Oh, guys, by the way, I don't know if you play video games. What type of video games you playing? Yeah, I just don't want to say it out loud, Pain, because I don't want YouTube to, restrict my video that thinks that I'm going to use real blood. But you know what I'm going to use in the end, right? I was saying about the video game Metal Gear Master Volume 2. It's coming out tomorrow. So I'm gonna pick that one up because I never played Metal Gear Solid 4. So I'm quite a big Metal Gear Solid fan. So I'm can't wait to get my hands on that one. Okay, legs are solid, and now I need to do the arms. So I'm gonna rest him in a safe place and get the two arms. Mix up some more glue. And again, guys, this glue, it's really cool. It's just simple glue. It's nothing too good. But I have, for example, the epoxy Gorilla Glue. And this is really, really bad. Uh, it's not 5 minutes. It takes way, way longer to settle in. It's a shitty glue. And it's expensive. And these ones, they have at least 3 times. I would say even more. Let me see how much the Gorilla Glue has in it. So this one has 25 milliliters and this one 125. So it has 5 times the amount of glue like the Gorilla Glue. And again, it's really, really good. I'm really happy with it. I've been using it for a month, about now a month, more or less. But it's a really decent glue. Oh, send me a picture of the exact one if you don't mind on wherever you want on Instagram or even on what do you call it, Discord. I'm happy whatever. I was looking to pick up some of those colors, so yeah, the Tamiya acrylic X23. I have a one red from Tamiya X23. Let me check. No, this is X27. Yeah, not yeah. Send me exactly so I can see the bottles because maybe they have the different series with the same name, so I don't want to mix it up. Perfect. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I told you at one point I will want to paint up an Ignis. So if I can work ahead a little bit with what I need and how I need to do it, that was just prep work done in time. Okay, now let's make sure we don't put the wrong arms in the wrong place. And again, guys, over here, you can see it's a small gap that I will have to fill in. Nothing too major. Now, these are the original keys that the artist made. And I have to say one thing about the sculpture, if you're picking up this one, the keys are not the best, and I had to redo them myself. But otherwise, solid work from the artist. He's learning with the big sculpture, so there's the keys and everything. It's something new that he still has to pick up, but as the sculpture and everything, I think the piece is solid. Oh yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah. Yeah, you see with the ink they're tricky because there are so many type of inks, and all of them they react differently because you have to take in consideration the light source as well. So you see what ink works for me because I don't use light source. It's not sure that's going to work for you. Hey, but that's why we're here. We help out each other, and then it's easier to do it in the future. And guys, again, if I miss any of the chat, please make sure that you ask again. I don't mind at all, especially if you have 3D printing related questions. More than happy to help out. And Ron going to do his live stream, so the 3D painter, in about 40 minutes. So if you still have some free time, stick around. Make sure that you check him out. He's doing a really cool bug. And I'm not going to say where he's from. So you will have to go and see for yourself. The artist that made the bug, it's a really cool artist as well. I've been following him for years and years now. I did a couple of his models as well. So I have the horror ladies. I have Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, the nurse, and Pennywise from him. Now, that was back in the day when I started 3D printing. I usually don't do those type of models. They are a little bit more revealing. I don't know how YouTube's going to take that. I see lots of people doing it. The bug. Yes, I had the head left. I still have to do the here to finish up the the gap and just finish up the same paint to match it up. I have another gap on the other arm and 2 gaps on the legs, and again match up the paint and the head. And on Friday this is going to be done. This hand, it's a little bit more wobbly that I would like to. So I just want to make sure that when the glue dries, it dries in the right spot. The most annoying when you put glue on something and then they glue down on the wrong way, and usually those parts are glued down the best as well, so you cannot move it. Thank you, thank you. It's going to look sick. I think the base, it does add a lot, especially that I made it in translucent resin and how I painted it up. It really looks like clouds. I really, really like how the paint came out on it. So I'm really, really happy with it. Oh, and I will have to do the blood, of course, paint. Yeah, that was fun games, find the candles and the skulls yesterday. I can't wait to see what colors you go with. Because what you showed me, if you go anything close to those, is going to be really, really cool and different. And again, I know you changed a little bit your mind already with the colors, but I can't wait to see it. Come on, dry. Okay. And this is how it looks so far. And I really, really love this sculpt. And by the way, guys, if anybody's interested in doing a couple of extra cuts somewhere on your models, I do that as well. I do offer it as a service. So if you're interested in extra cuts on your models, not on minis, I have to say, minis are, I can try, I never tried, but on big models, like full scale, at least six, no, even 1/8 scale, I have no problems. I can do the cuts. Reach out, and if you're interested, we can see what we can do about it and go from there. So this is so far had left to do, and I still have to touch up here and there a little bit on the silver side. Nothing too major. I have to do this gap here on the leg, both of the legs, and both of the arms. They have a little bit of a bigger gap, so I'm going to fill that one in and then continue the color scheme that I did. And then I have the base color, the red and the blue and yellow wash done on the face. So that's going to be done on Friday. I will have to do a little bit of shadows and just a little bit of a highlights on the face, and then paint up the hair and the beard. Yeah, looks really, really dope. Okay, guys, that's it for me for today. I'm done. Today was a little bit more a relaxing day. And again, make sure that you check out my other videos on my main channel. I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So go and check it out. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. If you're interested in anything, let me know. You can check out my previous work on my Instagram. I have all of my models over there. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, share it with your friends and family, and hope to see you on the next one. And don't forget, the 3D painter is going to start his stream in about a half hour. So I hope to see you there. Enjoy and see you next time. Bye.